It is officially day 2 of Bookmas, so let's talk about the 8 books that I read. Oh my god. I think this book gaslit me. Hello book besties, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It is officially day 2 of Bookmas, where I post every Monday and Friday leading up to Christmas. I'm so excited. I'm so glad to be participating in this year, and today's video is going to be my November wrap up. All the books that I read in November and what I thought of them, what I rated them, etc. So we read tentatively 9 books in the month of November. I'm saying tentatively because y'all know I film a week in advance. I'm still reading one last book in November, and I think I will be done with it by the time December rolls around. So we are going to briefly mention that one in this video, but technically I read 8 books in the month of November. For a very, very busy month, that's not that bad. I wouldn't say it was the best reading month of the year, but I also wouldn't say that it was the worst reading month I've had all year. So let's talk about the 8 books that I read. We started out the month with a book that has been highly anticipated for me. I wanted to read it before the movie came out, and that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I understand why people are freaking out over this book, and after I finished this, I went and watched the trailer, especially trailer 2. It made me cry. I was crying. The music that they put over that was diabolical. Basically, this is sci-fi. It takes place in space, and they're trying to save the world. It's not something that I would normally have picked up, only because it's so different than what I typically read, but I like that. I liked that it made me step out of my comfort zone. There's a character in this book that made me so emotional. I loved it. I did do the immersive read for this one, which I highly recommend. It was emotional, it was funny, it was entertaining, it was heartbreaking at times. Really, really liked it. I rated it 4 stars. The science aspect of it was a little bit much for me. There was a lot of science jargon. If you just kind of go with it, you start to kind of understand. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I fully understood all the sciencey things that he was saying, because I definitely didn't. But now I know more about gravity than I did before I picked up this book, which is pretty cool. So then I feel like I've been slumping more than lately this year. Like I've been feeling the slumps coming on. So I decided to pick up a thriller, because thrillers have been lately my tried and true way to stay out of a book slump. So I read Guess Again by Charlie Donley. I don't know how to pronounce his name. In this one, there's a 10-year-old cold case of a girl who went missing. Okay, she went missing 10 years ago. Nobody could figure out what happened. There is a detective who is bound and determined to figure it out and to solve this. So he enlists help. The way that it goes from there, they have to communicate with someone who they think is the killer but got put away for different things in prison. So they have to go into the prison and talk to this person. It very much gave Silence of the Lambs vibes, if you know what I mean. It was kind of creepy. It was kind of spooky. I thought that I knew where the plot was going, and I did get a couple of things, but there at the end, I was like, oh my god. Honestly, I would have been happy with a second book to follow up. With the way that it ended, I feel like they left it open for a second book. I rated it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. This is definitely in my top 10 thrillers that I've read. I had such a good time with it. I love the Silence of the Lambs vibes, which is weird because that movie kind of freaks me out. The only reason it wasn't a 5-star for me was because it took a minute to pick up in the beginning, and that's fine. That's fine. You win some, you lose some, but this book was a win in my book. Okay, 4.5 stars. And then I decided to do myself some emotional harm, some emotional damage, if you will. Okay, I went into Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. Now, I hadn't planned on reading the second arc of the Red Rising series until next year, whenever we were closer to knowing when Red God was going to come out. My brain said otherwise, and I wanted to continue the series because I missed the characters so much. This was not a perfect book to me. It's still a God tier series. I'm not going to tell you too much. I do want you to know that there's a time jump from the first trilogy to this part of the series. I'm not going to tell you anything about the plot because I feel like that could spoil. I will say though that you get multi-POV in this book, and going from being in Darrow's head in the first 3 to multi-POV in this one, it was different, it was jarring, and it was a little bit slow at the beginning, I'm not going to lie, but once the action started happening, it started happening. I'd say about, I don't know, 50-60% into this book is whenever it really started picking up. I really like the new characters that we've met in this series. Some of them I hate. Some of them I hate, I'm going to be honest. I think that this information is important to know going forward into the next books. I still have not picked up Dark Age yet though, because after this, Randy and I went on our anniversary trip, and I didn't want to be depressed while I was celebrating 6 years of marriage. I rated this 4.5 stars. I liked it. I love these characters so much, and I just know that there are going to be some characters that really piss me off in the next books. I just know it. Then I went on to Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. Now I read Caraval this year. Keep that in mind. I feel like that's important information for the review that I'm about to give of this book. This is marketed as Stephanie Garber's first venture into the adult realm. I would say this is more like urban fantasy romance. First of all, let me tell you the plot. The plot is our FMC has believed that there is magic her entire life, okay? She is not going to believe otherwise. She's in college and she finds out that there is this person they call the Watchman that proves to her that magic is real, right? But here's the thing. He's able to predict whenever people are going to die, and he tells her, if you don't find the alchemical heart, which is like this magical artifact, if you don't find that by tomorrow night, you're dead. So they go on this whole journey. She can't find her sister. Her sister is missing. It was very whimsical. It gave kind of like a old school early 1900s vibe because she's obsessed with older movies. I just feel like a lot of aspects of this book were very, very similar to Caraval. It's not copy and paste the same, but the characters didn't read adult to me. They read the same as they did in Caraval, except they said a few curse words, and there were a couple of other things about it that were a little bit adult, but like as far as the verbiage goes and everything, I didn't really see that. I rated this 3 stars. I would recommend it if this is the kind of book that you're into. If you like the whimsical, if you liked Caraval, I think you'll like this. I feel like if I had known going into it that it was going to be so similar, that I would have liked it more, but I didn't, so there's that. So then after that, I was like, oh crap, I haven't read the book club book of the month yet. So I read A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly by Sophia St. Germain. Now, Emmy speaks very passionately about this series, okay? She loves it. It's one of her favorites. So I went into it with very, very high expectations. I rated it 4 stars. I liked it. This is romantasy. I feel like it's going to be slow burn throughout the series. Emmy did say that the second book, I will understand why she's obsessed with it. I haven't read the second book yet though. I only read the first one. I don't know if it's a love triangle, but if it is, then I think I may have chosen the wrong one. I don't know. The ending of book 1 left me with a lot of questions. So we'll see how the series goes, but I really, really did like the concept of the world. It felt very true to romantasy type books, but also stood out enough to make me very interested, if that makes sense. It wasn't perfect, but I really liked it. It was a 4 star. And the series will be finished in December. I think it's going to be a 4-book series, so I need to get to reading the rest of those immediately. After that, I needed a little bit of a palate cleanser, of course, so I read Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. I read a Lisa Jewell book, I think it was 2 months ago, last month, something like that, I can't remember. And I really like Lisa Jewell's writing style. She writes in very much crack format, like you just don't want to put it down. And this book was infuriating me. The characters were infuriating me, but I think that was kind of the point. But it was also a really good look into how abusive relationships can affect different people and why, if you are in one, it can be very, very hard to leave because you fall in love with the person initially, right? There are parts of them that you love and you just want things to be good. And I think that point was really, really driven home in this book. And I really liked that. Like I said, there were people that really irritated me. I'm not even kidding, made me so angry. I wanted to throw my Kindle. This is more of a psychological thriller, and I don't want to tell you too much. I feel like it's best to go into thrillers completely blind. That's how I've been doing it lately, and I've really enjoyed it more. I feel like it's more of an experience that way because I don't know what to expect. I don't want to see anything coming. You know what I mean? So I've been going into them kind of blind, and I really liked it. I rated it 4 stars. And then we read one of my most anticipated reads of the year, okay? Brimstone by Callie Hart came out, and we picked it up immediately. Now, I went into this with very high expectations, okay? Couldn't help it. Couldn't help it. That's just how it was. Because I loved Quicksilver. Y'all know, I have like, I don't even know how many copies. 5? 4. I have 4 copies of Quicksilver. I love that book so much. I did not reread Quicksilver before I went into Brimstone. I feel like if I had, I would have loved Brimstone more than I did. I feel like it would have ended up being at least a 4.75 star. But I don't have the time to do that, so I decided to watch a recap video, and it really, really helped me kind of like jog my memory of things that I otherwise would have forgotten and did forget before going into Brimstone. Let me start off by saying Carry On was the star in the first book, okay? We know him, we love him, he's so funny, he's the comedic relief we all need, but he also has feelings, and we love that. Carry On was still one of my favorite characters in this book, but Saris took the cake for me in this one. That woman really came into her own in Brimstone, and I loved it. There is a scene where she uses someone as a footstool. I swear I was on my knees reading that part. I had to shut the book because I was like, I think I am in love with a fictional character, and it's Saris. Kingfisher, we did get his POV in this book. I actually think I may have preferred it without his POV. He was very repetitive with certain things that he would say. You win some, you lose some. It didn't bug me that much. When I was reading this, when I first started it, the first 50%, I did not find myself, like I was enjoying it when I was reading it, but I didn't find myself wanting to pick it back up again. Whereas when I got about 50% into this book, I sat down and I binge read. I could not put it down. There were things happening like every second. It was so good. It was so jam-packed with action in the second half. We started out with action, but then it kind of lulled a little bit and then it picked back up again. And the way that this book ended, I need book 3. So this wasn't perfect, but I did love it. I rated it 4 stars. It was initially a 4.5, but once I sat there and thought about it for a little bit longer, I was like, no, I think it was more of a 4 star. I will be continuing the series. I really enjoyed it. Callie Hart writes banter, humor, plot twist, all of it really well. This is a fun romantasy, okay? It's not high fantasy. It's not any of those things. It's romantasy. Now, because another one of my most anticipated reads was coming out very, very soon after I finished Brimstone, and I had like a day lag in between, and I didn't want to stop reading. I make it a point to read every day. I was like, you know what? I need like a short, quick, entertaining thriller. That's what I need. I need something that's going to keep my attention, but not something that's going to drag out to where I can't start my anticipated read tomorrow. At the time, that was my thinking. Not tomorrow as in today. You get what I'm saying. I over-explain things sometimes. So I read Don't Let Her Stay by Nicholas Sanders. This was very entertaining, okay? I did the immersive read. I was audiobooking it while I was at work, and then I sat down and did the Kindle and audiobook when I got home. I think this book gaslit me, genuinely. In this one, our FMC is married. She just had a kid. She's a stay-at-home wife, and she's kind of feeling like she wants to get back to work. She wants to do more. She's bored. She doesn't really have any friends. She's in the house all the time, blah, blah, blah. Her husband's grown daughter comes back into the picture, and she's like, hey, I'm staying for a bit. Things seem off with the daughter. She seems very manipulative and kind of creepy. So our FMC is like, what is going on? I feel like I'm being gaslit. No, to that main character, I feel like I'm being gaslit. I was being gaslit. I'm still thinking about the ending of this book, and I had a really, really good time with it. If you want a fun, fast-paced thriller that you could blow through in a day, it's under 300 pages. Highly recommend. And I rated it 3.75 stars. The ending had me still confused. And the characters in this made very dumb decisions sometimes, I will say. So as for my current read, the last book that I will read in November, the one that I wanted to mention, one of my most anticipated reads of the entire year. And it is A Dawn of Chaos and Fury by Melissa K. Roerick. I really, really need to reorganize my shelves, period. But I am going to have to reorganize right here so that this chunker can fit in right there. We're gonna have to find a different home for City of Gods and Monsters. This book is huge. On the Kindle version, it says 995 pages. And on this one, I don't want to spoil anything for myself. It says 750. This is not, I don't believe you. As I am filming this video, I'm about 200 pages into this book, and I am having a good time. I haven't gotten to read as much as I've wanted to read, but so far, Tessa is 100% that bitch. I know people think she's annoying. I get it, okay? She can be very annoying, but she's been traumatized, people. She's been through stuff. If I had been in her shoes, I would probably be acting the same way. You know what? I don't think I would make a lot of the same decisions. I'm not going to lie, but she's stubborn. I'm so happy to be back with Luca and Tessa and Theon, and I have a feeling that this is going to be 5 stars, but I'm not sure. So we'll see. This is a possible God tier series. I put it in the God tier list because as of right now it is. This could make or break it. So let's hope that it could be. I love these characters. I love this series. This is dark fantasy romance. And when I say dark, I mean dark. So go into it knowing that if you're going to try the series out, this is the 4th and final book. The series will be done. Also, a lot of people have asked me if I've read Lady of Darkness yet. I have not read Lady of Darkness yet. Lady of Darkness is a prequel series to this series. Melissa has said that you don't have to read it beforehand. There are going to be a couple of things that are going to get spoiled because it's like a whole world. So there are a little bit of crossovers. I don't have an issue with that because I'm not as attached to them as I am the characters from the series. You know what I mean? And plus, I'm someone who doesn't mind minor spoilers. I don't want you to ruin the book for me, but sometimes I think that a minor spoiler is okay for myself. Some people don't like that. Actually, sometimes a minor spoiler will get me to pick up the book faster. I'm very excited for this. This is my current read. We will see what I end up rating it, and I'll let you guys know in the next wrap up. That is 8 books that I read in the month of November. What was your favorite read of November? Did we read any of the same? I know a lot of people read Brimstone. Did you have the same thoughts as me on Brimstone, or did you love it? Did you hate it? I want to know. Don't forget that I'm posting every Monday and Friday leading up to Christmas. I am having so much fun filming a little bit extra for you guys in December. Bookmas is going to be a blast, and there are so many other creators doing it too. Don't forget to go check out their videos as well. I love you guys so, so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on Monday.